I'm going to just flip the camera. I'm just not going to pay attention to it. So I'm not really going to pay attention to the TikTok over here. I'm going to take care of everybody here. Okay. Wow. I'm like using up my head here tonight. I'm looking for an equation I had a minute ago. And if I don't find this one, I won't work on it. So with that equation, do you remember the equation with the 1, 4, 5? So we're going to get back to that, and we're going to do one thing at a time. So all I did, now no one's going to see on TikTok because no one's there, right? But all I did was cut everything in half. When you double it up, 6, 12, 15, 6, 12, right? 6 and 6 is 12. Because, sorry, I doubled this up. 12, 1 and 2 is 3. I double this up. Double this up 6. Double it up 12, 1 and 2 is 3. Double it up. Double up 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, 2, 4, 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Binary code, binary code, binary code, binary code, binary code, binary code, binary code. Let me turn this around. Something's wrong. I don't know what's happening here, but they're not letting me flip my camera around. Give me a second. I know what's going on. Just give me a second. There we go. Yeah, okay, that's good. Sorry about that. I'm trying to run 2 cameras at the same time. How you doing? So now I'm going to get this camera behind me. So this is how binary code runs. This is how binary code runs. When they show you binary code, what are they actually telling you? Wouldn't you not think it's just a skeleton of what you can do more? Why do we just stop and accept things for what they are? They're all skeletons, bones, dots and dashes. Sign your name on the dotted line. Now, I'm an English person living in a French province for my whole life. So I've heard of the word signature. It also goes with the word singe. Singe is a monkey. The monkey is the 9th zodiac. It is also the 4th zodiac. The reverse of 12. Everything is different. In every level of numbers, it's always different. It's always different. If it's 12, it's 12. If it's 13, it's 13. If it's 14, it's 14. I'll work inside 12, inside 10, inside 14, whatever it is, right? On the construct, but not on the contrary, right? Not on the contrary. It says I have 5 something here. Let me see what that is. How you doing, Ona? How'd you like to come up? Are you real? Are you a bot? You know, it's funny. We all had to change our mannerisms on here. We have to be nice all the time, right? We have to be nice. I guess maybe, I don't know. I don't know if a bot can do that or not. But I'm going to, you know what? I think it's just as good for me, right, to talk to a bot or not. The air we breathe, the reason for that reason for that statement. Great. Okay, are you following the story? Are you following the story? It comes off in pieces and parts. I talk to the machine, I talk to the wall. And I have a reason for talking to the machine and talking to the wall. What am I breathing? What would it be? And what is the necessity for the breath I take? And what is it telling my body? Is it dictating something to my body? Is it oxygen to give me power? Why do two elements ignite? Why do they work together? To give us life, to give us breath? Where are we? When you jump from a plane and you skydive, you don't just drop to the floor. You're being held up. You're being held up by the fabric of space. You pushing through that energy and you're breathing that in. If you're breathing in that energy, who says that energy isn't the same energy that's in our computers, that's on the face of your television screen, your LED? How do you know what it is? When you look into the light and you see it starts to shadow and flicker, and when you see far and you start to see a fog, what is that fog? What is that blur? Because you can't see. Why can't you see? What are your eyes for? We all know that our eyes twist everything back upside down. Your eyes and your ears are talking to you. They each have their own element of breaking up what is being heard, what is being said, and redictating it to you. How do you think? How do you speak? So the air we breathe, the air you breathe is the electronics for this to be alive. When the organs run, it's running on your behalf, but it's only running for the air you breathe. They cannot restructure something unless they pass through the lungs, through the heart, into the pumping station, into the blood, into the liver. They have to understand the whole formation, how it returns. They already learned about the liver. They mostly learned about certain organs, right? Through all these transplants and everything, right? So what do they do? What do you think happened 4 years ago? What happened 4 years ago? I was in the business. I'm a pig farmer. I was here 4 or 5 years ago, right? But I was in the business. My father's in the business since the 60s. I saw what happened. I saw what happened as a child. I grew up that way until I was 40 something years old. But by the time I was 40, growing up as a child, and I saw what happened, and I saw everything that happened after that in front of my eyes 4 years ago, wasn't anything that didn't happen 40 years ago. But you weren't there. I was. I saw the inside of the pork when the veterinary came over and had to open it up. Right here, blown up, bloody. Then the sun visor came in, pH, sun visor on the one in your car, you know, when you pull down for your window, sun visor, came in with the spade. On those pigs back then, 25%, 25% went to rendering. Before, it was 20%. After, it was 25%. And then it petered and then it went away. Just like that. Just like that, after 2 years, 30% losses. I picked them up as children and I delivered them. I saw the way they breathe out their nose. Now think about their nose. We don't have a pig nose. We don't have a pig nose. But the frequency, what they had from them was between the lungs, aqua lungs, my friend Aquarius. Only can the pigs swim and fly if pigs can fly. Not if, it's when. 977, ham radio, the pigs began to fly. The numeric value of the pig is 977. 77 is the numeric value for matter, the numeric value for power, the numeric value for Christ. You're starting off a word with CH, ST, ND, ending in NDRD, TH. When you're first, if you're third, TH is first, but TH only begins in the second house. When I say it begins in the second house, sorry, it is part of the second house. Everything ends here, but begins here. It ends here and it begins here. 1 goes into 2, creating 3. That is your creation. That's one side of the cube. This side of the cube transforms itself onto this side of the cube. What you did 1, 2, 3 on one side of the cube, you did 4, 5, and 6 on the other side of the cube. FED, Fed, Federation, 4, 5, and 6 equals to 15. And it's a straight with 3 points equals to 5. When you played the game of cribbage, 11, 11 equals 121 to the end of the game. Merkaba, 3, the triangle in skeleton form is actually a division of 3. 120 degrees in a certain area with an angle. I'm not sure of what the angle is, but it's 120 degrees. What is the angle of the Merkaba? When you run this angle, you have to run 3 equal sticks around the triangle. So you'll have 3 sticks down this way and 3 on the bottom. Those 3 sticks on the bottom will connect to the platform. That platform, okay, will be in reflection of all 3 sides. So there's 4 sides, 3 sides and 1 side. Now, if you take it and you flip it once, you flip it twice, you flip it 3 times, you have to flip it to the 4th time. And at the same time, when you do that, you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Then you turn it. 1, 2, 3. And then you turn it. 1, 2, 3. And then you turn it again. 1, 2, 3. 4 times 3 equals to 12 zodiac signs. Why do you do this? There are 3 points on each one. There's 3 points on each corner. You have 4 sides. Every side gets to play a role on each one of its corners. 4 by 3 equals to 12, the 12 zodiac signs. And they all move. First they're here, then they're here, then they're here, then they're here. But how come there's only 12? How come there's 88 constellations? I haven't done the full equation of how the 12 move amongst the 88 constellations. If I get my numbers right, it'll be 7 times 12 plus 4, which will be 88. 7, we're just going to do it this way. 7 times 12 plus 7 is equal to 91. The numeric value of connecting A with I is that number. But it's 88 with 4. Pluto is 84. 3 cycles of the moon are 28 days each. We need a full 3 cycles. Every time you turn this 1, 2, 3, I'm not sure how the complete zodiac signs work, but you get 3 complete moons. You have the same amount. You have 12 zodiac signs. You have 12 months a year. You have 13 moons a year. So I have to understand and manipulate an understanding with the perfect number that will show me that exact answer. Just like numbers repeat binary code. Numbers are binary code, okay? Numbers are binary code, but 3, 6, and 9 do not run in the binary. There is no 3, there is no 6, there is no 9. The only way to get 9 in binary is 1 and 2 to create 3. The only way to get in binary is 0, 0, 0, is 1, 0, 0, 1, 1001, or M1, M Roman numeral 1001. I is 1. 1 and 2 is everything. 1 and 2 is everything. 1 between 2. And what the reverse is, you see, this is a dead end. In French, it'll be C-U-L, cul, like cul-de-sac, dead end. 3, 12, 21. 21 and 12, 33, plus 3 in the house of 3. The explanation. 3 and 6 is 9. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 and 18, 99. It's the only, R letter is the only letter with the I to reflect itself, and it's the only one with 2 in the house. 2 in the house of Bait. The 9 birth in the house of Bait. The 9 birth in the house of Bait. 2 and 9. We have to understand one thing. When we're looking at an item, I don't want to give the answer. This is something about all of us, and whether or not what I am saying, okay, is true. For wherever it goes, if you're the manufacturer of bags, you don't know who's buying the bags. You don't know what they're using the bags for, right? You don't know what's in the bags. You don't know where the bag's going to end up. See, now I spoke, I don't remember where I was. So you have the 9 birth in the 2 houses. So house number 1, house number 2, R&R, relaxation. You have the upper house, the D, right? DVD, right? DVD. You have this house here, and then this house. You see this one in the center? The bunny rabbit, right? It's ham radio and it's bunny rabbit. Ham radio, bunny rabbit. You have R, R, R. And then when you flip it over, you have R, R, R. But this R, right, can go here and it goes here. The night sky, when you go to sleep at night, your feet go into Venus. It's the 4 houses of Venus. Venus is 80. They take away one of the houses in Venus. Now you're in 3 houses of Venus out of 4. We rotate with inside the house. It's called 80 because you need the whole house. You only use the night part when you're sleeping. It calls the night part of the house. And then there's the day part of the house. No matter when you go to sleep, the sun is up and the sun is down, the moon is out and the sun shines. Take care, Olan. Take care. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Maria. How you doing? Have you ever been here before? You know, people invite me. I don't know where to go in. So where was I? Yes, so it's the 2 houses. So you're born into the houses. You know, this is a 5, this is a 5, and this is a 1. Are you reflecting here as 9? Or are you reflecting here as 11? You have to play with both of them. The star connecting 7 and 3, 9 and 1, 4 and 6, 8 and 2, all 10s. All 10s. What can you do? Your highest number in here is 9 and 9, 18. That's the highest number. 9 and 8 is 17. These 2 are your beginning. Here is your 1 between your 2. Your 1 between your 2. Your 9 with your 1, your 8 with your 2. You can't begin until you get 3. Here's your beginning, 7 and 3. That's the beginning, 7 and 3. 8 and 9, right? 3, and this is HINAB, HIAB. So you have AI and BH, 28-day cycle of the moon, your 9 birth. This is the S letter, right? You are a resident here. The DV that you are, the life, right? The 4th life that you are, V representing 5, D representing 10 or 500. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 10, which is the result. The result goes over here into this position. See that? Separation into this division over here. This is 10 and this is 1, is it not? If you were looking at the Mayans, the dots are 1. So everything, so you have this bottom part, 10, right? The upper part is 30. The upper part is 30 over the bottom part, that is 10. It's a 3 to 1. If you come to one side, like I said, you're burnt to one side. This one over here, this this covers the house. This divides the house. This is the house, and this will come in as the division. The number one is noted to be the A letter. That drawing you saw, I just didn't put the A on top of it. I didn't put the, let me see where it is. So it's, you see that? You see the house, right? The ace actually, it should be like this, right? Or you can hang it upside down, and I'll show you it this way. Maybe the house is above us and we're in the center. I'm never sure which way to look at it. See this one area here, one area here. When you have a block, I'm going to just put this down a little bit. When you have a block or an O and you have an X over here, this block is going to tell me this X is in the heart of this block. Therefore, all this X here joins everything. The pull is joined right over here in this area. When it's joined, each one of them, whether it's electronic or not, are shifting stories amongst them. Perhaps this is a transition station between the energies and the water, between maybe the earth and the water. Maybe it's a filtration system, right? Where they have to remove the sand. Inside the sand, they have Sanskrit. They have stories. When the sand drops, right? Maybe the sand, each pebble is telling a story like DNA, like you can read the DNA strands, right? Yes, I'm going to explain to you what it's all about. Please always to welcome somebody new, and always please to explain what I do. So let me take a sip. And never mind, if you hear the way I explain this, you would never realize that I started doing this 20 years ago, and I'm not happy that I'm still upside down, that I can't get my camera standing straight on my screen, and it hinders me sharing. It hinders my trend of thought. 20 years ago, I had a vision. I'm a pig farmer and a truck driver. Had a vision 20 years ago. I saw what happened in 1984. In 1984, I saw what happened. It happened again in 2020. I don't know who did it, but it was reported when I went to the auction sales, when I went to the auctions in Embrun, Ottawa. A gentleman told me, and I made an exchange with him. He says, I buy these pigs. He says, don't buy them. I says, why can't I buy them? He says, they're sick. I says, what do you mean they're sick? He says, well, they're not sick. He says, but they have no immune system. I says, what do you mean they have no immune system? Tell me more about the story. It's just a story for entertainment purposes only. So the gentleman tells me the story that, you have sun visors on your car, right? You have a sun visor. Well, this sun visor is spelled like this, PFIZ. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And what was happening is we lost 30%, 25, 30%. We lost it. What was happening? The Aquarius, Aqualung, my friends, Aquaman. Okay, well, Aquaman swimming with the fish that you breathe in. You think this is air we breathe? I can tell you right now, if you bring me anyone I need, all I need is the person who knows. And all I need is the question and the answer. And then I put the numbers towards it, and you'll see how the mathematics tells a story with the numbers and the knowledge of any of these people, whether you're a plumber, whether you're an electrician, if you're a computer programmer, if you're in construction, if you put a car together, if you put a tire on a rim, they're all going to have rules and regulations within the realms of their usage, and the way they do things can dictate to me how I can use my numbers. Because it works for them, why can't it work for me? I'm here 20 years, I study games. I look at a game and I observe. I go, Monopoly, Waterworks Electric Company. On number 13, the 13th moon. Wait a second, something's wrong. We don't have 13 moons. But on the 13th position is Waterworks and Electric Company. That's pretty bizarre. That is pretty bizarre because we only have 12 moons, 12 zodiac signs. But because of the 29th day, that everybody knows the 29th day. Does anybody know the 29th day? Somebody's got to say yes or no. How you doing, Cheryl? Anybody know about the 29th day? Anybody know? Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Anybody know about the 29th day? You want to know about the 29th day? Hey, Davy Crockett. Yes. If it's Davy Crockett, it's got to be a McNugget. It's made from chicken. It's dipped in oil. I observe and I bring those statements out and I understand what is oil, what is the numeric value. I'm going to see the process of that, which is going to help me on another element to dissect what another word could be by understanding the way the numeric values of these words were combined together. On the 29th day is a leap year. Good. Now it happens once every 4 years. Good. There are 1,460 plus 1 day to get to that day. 1,460 plus 1. So nobody else knows what happens on that day? 2 results like in baseball. 2 results on baseball. I'm still waiting. Anybody got to say anything? 10 and 17. Sherry, yes, very good. Here it goes. You ready? You ready? Now, if you're a guy, if you don't know, you must have walked into that situation where you went up and said, is it that time of the month? What do you mean, day 28 or day 29? Well, we haven't slept together, so I'm not really sure if I care about day 29 too much. But if we did, day 29 is always the most important day. It's the cycle of the moon. Full round secal. What is that? I wish I understood what a secal is. Let me see. Where's a secal? The 29th day is the first day of the next cycle. If you're running red, you're not giving birth. You're not into the 10 star. You're not in the 9 star. You remain in the 10 star. You remain in the 10 star, right? Until you give birth, and then you're into the 11 star. So this is what it is. The 29th day begins the first day of the next cycle. Then on the 57th day, the 28, 29 is first. This is second. This is 56. And then this is 57. The H and the I. Now, I'm hoping that I can explain it easily. You like my drawing? I can print it out for you, right? This is a little complicated. The 29th day is center C in the piano. The 29th day is in a leap year, the 460th, 461st day, where the February 29th can be the 1400, 1461. The 29 and 28 equal to the 57. It equivalates to the moon. So you're going to know on this day, from the beginning of this cycle to here, the cycles, we follow the cycles of the moons in threes. 28, 28, 28, start the new cycle. 28, 28, 28, start the new cycle. If I start the cycle every time at 28, there's 2 sides to the zodiac. 6 on this side and 6 on this side of the total of, okay, of the total of the 180 degree plane. There's 6 on this side and 6 on this side. It gets divided up. So I'm just trying to see how to explain this. When you come into birth, You bring your 6 into this world. 6, 6, 6, 18. But you only use the zodiac and moons that are already here. The total is supposed to total 18 plus a shared one right in the center over here. This is where the sun and the moon will come in to cover this area space over here. This area space shows you the river joins both sides where the sun don't shine in the basin. You ever see the way the basin looks, right? Whether you pull a mooner, you bend over, you pull a mooner. Everything comes out of here. Here's your mooners, the 2 moons of Mars to the 1 sun up and moon of Earth. Here's the waters. Here's the plugins, right? You take this strand, plug it in here. Take this strand, plug it in here. Or you have to do is fill up the water, connect the basins. You put the birth over here. You connect your cube over here. Your sex operator, you know what I'm saying? Right over here. See all the oceans meet right in the heart? 1 part water, 1 part electric. Hydroelectric. An invite, but it does not open. What is an invite, but it does not open? What does that mean, Kate? Yes, okay, the months are supposed to have a 29-day cycle. But according to, if we do that, then we would have 12 months of 29 days, right? So we have to have 14, and 4. We would have 18 days. So we have 12 months, right? All our months, we'd have 18 days. 18 days. Just give me a second. 18 days. If I used the 29 days, I get 343 days. 348 days I would use in a 29 days. Now, if I went by 13 by 29, it equals to 377. In the Hebrew calendar, their year runs about from 354 to a total of 384. One of the reasons I say there's no 13 months, and there is 13 months, except the whole thing is the 13th month is you. You're the 13th month that gets encompassed into the equation. 555. You're already made from within the house. 555. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. There's 1.25 days left over at the end of the year. 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals to 15. Saturn square. 15, 1 through 5 equals 2, 3, 4, our vibration. The 29th day in the piano from right to left, from left to right is the 24th. The 24th, as you will see eventually, or if you look into one of my 15,000 videos online, you're going to see that 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is both the dog and the cat, Earth and Mars connecting Uranus and Neptune. And the cat's value is 4-1 over the dog. It takes 4 cats to create 1 dog. The dog is much larger than the cat. The cat lives in the house, creating communication inside the aether of the house. Don't bark up a tree at me. At me. Me is not just a word, it's a story within. I don't know the whole story at this moment. I have to be on the equation when I see it. You need a permit to emit, right? You need a permit to emit the frequency. Ham radio gives you that opportunity to emit. Ham radio. All the songs I know, there are many that I cannot talk off my hand. When they talk about ham radio, different musical songs, the Queen, the songs they sing, the stories they're telling within the song, are directly within their words connecting to a story on a 3,000-year-old cube. TikTok sent me an invitation from your channel. When I click it, it doesn't open. Okay, what is your name, Kate? Do you have a name on TikTok? Maybe I can try and search you. I'll see if it works. Do you want to try it? Right, because it'd be beautiful if we all get up on here. For me, it's clearer on TikTok. Okay, I will tell you that I started 20 years ago. I'm going to remind you of this and mention to this. What you see behind me, I'm not an artist, but I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what I saw when I closed my eyes. When I close my eyes, it's amazing, just amazing. I don't even want to do it because once I get in there, I don't want to come out. They dammed the rivers. So did you ever see this? So remember Joan of Arc, or how about Joan Rivers? So now you connect Joan Rivers. If you want to go back, you can look at Herbert Hoover, Hoover Dam. You can go back and you can look at, okay, I know who you are. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to go look. Remember that, let's see, I just want to see what's going on. Las Vegas was the last one, okay? Oh, okay. Are you Lily? No, you're not. I can't seem to open it. I can't. Well, they won't let me. I don't know. Can I go out and get and search for guests somewhere? Let me see. Invite. Oh, it has invites. Okay, what if I want to invite people I don't know? Can I go search out multi-guests, prioritize, moderators? Listen, if you all stick with me, right? We are each other right now. You know, for those of you who have followed me for the last 10 or 15 years, you know what I'm about. You've seen me from the beginning, right, to the end, growing beards, cutting my beards. I always looked the same. I always did the same thing. I learned how to read this cube, 3,300 years old. But not only can I read that one, but I just got it to be able to read this one. I'm going to be very soon learning this one. What it is about this one, okay, in the back, is this one will move inside of it. So this story will be in that black cube. I'm not sure what that cube says yet. I'm not sure what that cube says yet. So I'm not sure who's who. What is the picture? Let me see the picture. See, I see pictures coming up, right? And I don't know who's who. And I'm a little shy and I don't want to reach out, right? Like I see you right now, but I don't know how to invite you. I don't know how to send you a link. No, I don't know how to send you a link. I see you here. So I see you over here. Let me see what happens. Let me see what happens. I see Kate right here. I see you, Kate, right here. Look. You're the beehive person. Let me see. Can I invite some people on TikTok to my TikTok page, even if they don't talk TikTok? So you also have to know that if you have TikTok, we don't stop there. Because with TikTok, the mouse ran up the clock. Now, when the mouse ran up the clock, what does it mean? Have you ever heard in sports when they ran down the clock? Right? So if you run up the clock, you run down the clock. Does it mean giving more time, taking away time? The assembly of most of all is that it's put together in pieces and parts. The numbers are in pieces and parts. No, 1, 2, 3. Would you like to know what the number cycle is? I'm going to give you a base example. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We're going to go to this. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. Let me do it here. Gematria calculator. That's not the one I want. Okay, this is what I want. Now watch this. Okay, now I'm going to see, check this out. I'm hoping that you can see this. Let me bring the camera down over here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let me see if I can, whoa, hold on a second. Wow, this is, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Because I'm plugged in and, just one second. Just one second. Just one second. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hmm. Okay. I'm on zero flow tonight. Zero flow. What is private? Privé. What does that mean? Woo, what is that? So I'm going to see if I can show you. Let me see. Look at number 1. 7, 4, 2, 7, 4, 13, 8 and 5, 13, 1 and 3, 4, 6 and 5, 11, 1 and 1, 2. This is wrong. This should be 6. I spelt it wrong, right? I spelt, you see that I9? It's not like that. It's 4. So it's 60. It's 6. 7, 4, 2, 6. Now look what happens at 5. You get 6, right? And at 6, you get 7, and you get 2, and you get 4, and you get 6. The first 4 and the next ones, they're all duplicates. They all duplicates. 1 comes into 6. They're the reverse cube, 77. They complete all the 7s. They are 711. The 16th P is the canine, 7 come 11. 3 is 56. 7 and 65. 3 and 7 come together. 8 is 4 and 9, 13. 5 and 8, 13. They come together. So 1 through 9 all comes together. They're all repeats. 7, 4, 2, 6. So let me look at that. 7, 4, 2, 6. Now the thing about these numbers is that there's only 4 in the sock. There's only 4 in the sock. There's only 4 in a sock. It's a sock. It's a sock or a boot or a socket if you want to look at it that way. Let me show you. So here's what we got. Let me see if I can show you this. Here's a sock. Here's a heart. Here's a heart. Here's your connection. Here's your one heart plugging up to this. What is all this? What is all this? It's a 9. Did I mark this right? Did I get this one right? Yeah, I got that right. Okay. 4 area space, 1, 1, 3. 4, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4 vibration. Our plug-in. We plug in. It's one of these designs that we plug this one into this bridge. We bridge here. We bridge here. Or you want to call it, we pull up to the dock. So we pulled up to the dock and we locked up here and we locked up here, right? In pulling to the dock, which is here. Over here, there is no dock. The dock is here and here. We encompass the area space on the outside. Let me see if I did this right. Just want to see if I did this right. This hooks to here. 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 Okay, I got it. Shows up like this. So this corner here, this is a very, very slow roll. You know, I didn't come out here in movie style. You know what I'm saying? It's not a movie style where it's all going to get completed today. This is 20 years putting this together, and I'm going to bring this back without reading a book, through this cube and this calculator, understanding separation on this ruler, this item over here, this over here, and a protractor, and knowing up and down and left and right, basic mathematics of multiplication, addition 1 through 9. I can probably talk about something about, I don't know. If you can know it, then I will know the word. You say the word and I'll do the work. Sometimes it takes time, right, to wrap my head around the situation. It starts off very small. I started off with a dot and a dash, right? The dash and the dot and the dash, right? Dasher and Prancer. The dot and the dash representing Earth and Mars. Earth is the dash or a line. Earth is going to be a square. Mars is going to be a window. Earth 52, Cat 24, Earth. 4 times this to create this. I'm using this, but really this is supposed to be for Mercury because it's the first planet. It's Mercury and Mars. When Mercury comes in between, I should be doing it that way, would only be fair. There's 2 ways to do this. Actually, there's all the ways to do it, so I'm sorry for saying it that way. What I can do is I can take this and put it in here on this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner. This is all I need to start with. That is Mercury. Only one, right? Mars and Mercury come together. When I put it in the center of this, I create all these extra areas over here. So there's a question. Does this move around 4 times inside of here as the hexagon moves? The hexagon, 4 hexagons will create an octagon. So now you'll have to go hexagon cat, octagon dog. Have you ever heard of the master numbers? One goes between two, creating what? One goes between two, right? So we have one here, goes between two. It splits Mars apart, creating this one over here. This is three poles that run in creating the 9 area spaces of the 9 lives of the cat. 33, this is 33, 22, 11 equals 66. Why? Because it's three cubed, 2 cubed, and when I use 33, because it'll be 3 cubed, 2 cubed, it's an expression of the possibilities of what you do. So Kate, I'm still looking for you. Are you here, Kate? Who wants to come up? Mary Shaw, how you doing? I can stop with this if you want to jump right in, or I can continue with this for the next 2 minutes to explain where I am with this. But there's just one piece I just wanted to show at the end. Here's a dock, and here's a dock. This ship backs in and plugs up here to the dock here and the dock here. This one comes in and docks here and docks here. Here's the pool between the two sides. Only when these two sides come in, right? This is a distance area space. When these two come in, they encompass an area place. Now you connect, you lock it in here, you lock it in here, right? Or you put up your piping or passage to get into the pool. This area here is 1, 2, 4, 7. This area here is 6, 9, 6, 9, 15, 8, 23, 23 and 7. So I'm just going to stop right there, and I'm going to lower my radios, or this humming somewhere in the background is somewhere. Oh, I'll just have to lower the sound. Good evening, Maria. So 5 and 8, let me show you where they are. Things that go around with 5 and 8. 5 and 8, 13 is like 2 and 5, 7. 2 and 5 is 25 years to life. It's a hookup, meaning the word jack. Okay, J-A-C-K is a hookup. The J is part of the lower house 7th star system. Now, I'm not sure if you saw how rotation in binary code, when in binary code, the numbers work by 7s in rotation. So let me move this back up. So if you know binary code, it's 1, 2, 4, 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14, right? 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's a rotation of 7. So when you get into Capricorn, right, I'm assuming there's a few stories that I create with what is within, right? The Capricorn, Aries, and the Aries is when the waters join, into the two worlds and bring your birth in. The heavens 8 and 8, and it is split over here. When you split anything that's split is a number 5. It goes into the ocean. It goes into the area of 5. Everything joins at 5. Everything passes through 5. You can pass other ways. When you pass in between an area space, it'll be a 0.5. One of the reasons I understand so far that when I split my face in half, I see something that happens. I get an eye and an ear, right? But the nose, number one, it's number one. Just call it one nose, right? It's one nose. So it becomes 1.5. The 1.5 is telling me that I split one nose in half, so it's half and it's half. The one is because I get the nostril with each, because one is a splitter. One goes in between no matter what. So you already know area, space, and position. The area, space, and position of that is between 1 and 4 at 2.5. 1 plus 1.5, 4 minus 1.5. I know it goes over here at 2.5. In between here, 3.5. In between here, 4.5. 7.5, 6.5, 5.5, 7.5, 4.5, 1.5, 2.5. All the area in between space. So what happens when you split the nose in half, it's telling you between your left and your right hemisphere, because you have one nose for two hemispheres. Don't count the nostrils yet. So we had to, don't forget the pig, the frequency of the pig breathes and sweats through its nose, right? We spit out our mouth. We don't spit out our nose. We spit out our mouth. Sometimes our nose runs, not the same thing. We're always spitting out our mouth. So your mouth is an exchange for the pig, the one nostril of the pig, the breath of the pig, part of the respiration, our respiration, and the pig's respiration. There, we run together. One is galactic and the other one is land. So I showed you at the beginning, land, animal, and man, right? Land, animal, and man. I'm not sure who can see this, but I'm going to show it down on TikTok first. So you can see that the pig is galactic, right? The pig has a flat nose. It's a direct hookup. The human is not. And when they show you the division, they can show you they're the light. They're the communication in the air. Our reader, okay, is Pig Latin. We have to understand a little Pig Latin to understand how it's decoding within us. We are DNA, sand, land, animal, and man. Within the sand, we were both born the same way, but we pick up the frequency different. Inside of every person is the swine. Now, if I show you, I'm going to try and explain something or say something. Pig is 977. Sand, land, animal, and man. Land, animal, and man. A-N, 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 A-N. The N is on one side of the alphabet. The M is on the other side of the alphabet. Everything gets split with the A. But the M, when it's put into position, it draws a line up, it draws a line over, it draws a line up, and it draws a line down. It does twice what the N does. The N goes straight up, only goes halfway across, and then goes up. You need two N's to equal to one M. The 14th letter in the 14th letter, okay, is 28. 28 to the cycle of the moon. So you go ahead and you take the N and you go up, right? And is it a steeper ride down, or will you run closer down here and then up? How will you create the N on the 45 angle as the M? So we have to understand, do we run this way or which way do we work it? If I run them all in the 45 degree angle, my center house is going to overlap here. My N will go up. It'll go all the way down my N over here, and it'll go up here. The other one will crisscross the N and land up over here. Otherwise, I have to restructure this design and follow how many different times I have to create the N when the leg goes here. When it goes up here, down here, and then up here. And then the other one goes up here, down here, and up here, and it meets at the head. 14 and 14, 28 to 28 day cycles of us meeting the moon of the two hemispheres, the right and the left hemisphere. While the M goes straight up, only 3/4 of the way down, up all the way, and all the way down, stopping over here, stopping at the borderline, stopping at the river, connecting the sides of the river, two sides, the square in the center over here, right? The square in the center over here tells me the heart is shared. When there's a point on both sides, okay, it tells me there's no sharing, it's closed in. This automatically is going to tell me hexagon. Automatically, it tells me hexagon. Can we create two hearts? Yes, we could. But this one, it's hexagon because I see it over here. I can bring this one down to a point. When it means a point in construction, you're either online, corner to corner, and that's it. Otherwise, you're working. and it's a sine wave in an area space showing a flow, which is a DNA, the DNA strands, the Auger system. So I'm going to show you back to 5 and 8, and we did 5 and 8. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I want to finish with the land and animal. So this word in French is et. It means and. It's also located on the 7 key. But DNA is DNA. It's number 19. It connects AI. When it connects 19, it reduces to 2 worlds. The L, okay, or one of the wings, or the L is the 7, 9, 11, 13 system that rotates around the E world. Everything rotates around here. In the game of chess, you have one of the pieces that moves 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Are we all following right now? Right? All 3 of us? I'll tell you about 51 after. 33 by 47, 15, 51. 51 reduced in Mars will be 15. Our vibration flows 1 through 5, which is 4, 3, 2, 15. You're 15, right? The numeric value for Mars in the quarter of time is 15. 15 seconds times 4 equals to 60. 15 seconds is 25%. 25 is relative to the buck, to the reindeer, and 25% is relative of 100%. So if 15 seconds is 25% of time, 100% of it would be 60, which would be 100% of time. Therefore, okay, did you follow me with that? Did you follow me? 15 seconds on the clock, 25%. Earth, 30 seconds on the clock, 50. I do not have very many numbers for 50. One of them is snake. The other thing about 50 is 42 and, hold on, 42 is 1 and 64 is 10. It'll create me 1 and 1. It'll create me an 11 with that combination. I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, the 0 is number 64. So although sometimes we're confused what to do with it, one of the things about number 1 is we need 3. I need to communicate with you, and then we need the element of communication, call it the operator between us. It is no value between us other than the communication. We are 2. We are part of the Mars moons, and our reception is through the lunar moon. And here's the lunar moon. We possess the sides of Mars and the lunar moon and sun within inside of us. The reason I put this on here is because the frequency of this animal, okay, and where it ends up in the zodiac sign tells me a few things. The pig's pregnancy is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. Pig is 977, which is power. Power of I, power of Christ, power of matter. Pig is the 12th zodiac sign. My question is like this. If it's the 12th zodiac sign, will the pig fit in Aquarius? Sorry, will the pig fit in Pisces? The reverse of the pig is going to be the ram. The reverse, you see, I'm not going the reverse in the halfway mark. I'm going to complete opposite. If I want to join the halfway mark, well, all the zodiac signs are going to join the same thing. The zodiac is locked up between Virgo and Balance. 71 and 42. 8 and 6. That's where the dividing gate was. 8 and 6. Communication between the 9 lives of the cat, the 4 houses of the cat, to the 1 house of Mars. It takes the 4 cats of communication in order to communicate. Let me see if I can pick up one of my books here. Move this back. So do you like my green screen in the back? Trying to see where this one piece I wanted to show. Oh yeah, I got it. So there's artwork for everything. You can find just about every single number everywhere. So Matrix is 85. Number two is 85. Number two is also Venus, number 81, which fits with the sun. Venus is only, remember, because we need everything to fit into number three. So I need three of these and one and a half of these to get into here. One and two equals to three. We begin creation. We have three areas here. We need these four area over here. So 3 and 6 areas. We can also have 3 areas and 6 areas. Looks like 10, right? Over here. So 3, 6 is your creation. So I was taught to multiply 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, 18 and 9. Now it's funny the way the 18th letter and the 9th letter are both in the same house. I and R, there's only two, both in the same house. They must reside in the house of Mars. I don't think they're going to reside in this house because they have to be split apart if they're two. Mars house doesn't split apart. This one does. This goes between two. In the Olympics, right? In the Olympics, you have a silver on one side and bronze on the other. But when you're moving in numbers and you only have two, you keep them together. It's not always two between one, but in order to create, you need one between two. Or one is in the heart of all. When one is in the heart of all, wow. One is in the heart of all. That all, if you want to press in there, how much is the all worth? The all is worth 8. The basis is here. There's 9. Here's the basis of 9. When you have one area in the center, you have 8 that are around. If you use 2, you'll have 7. If you use 3, you'll have 6. If you use 4, you'll have 5, and so forth. But when you use 6 out of the 9 when you are awake, and 6 out of the 9 when you are asleep. But because this one is in the center and this one is in the center with all, it will be in the center of this one, just on the other side. Let's say this would be in the earth, and this would be your heavens that is living upon the earth. You are the sixth birth, right, of the one day of rest. So that would be Repa. You have an IP address here. You rest in peace. And on the seventh day of the Lord rested. The octagon, the dog is number 26. It's going to go here. The cat is number 6. 2 and 4, 6. 2 and 6, 8. The dog will be the hexagon. The dog will be the octagon. The cat will be the 666 hectagon. The reverse cube of 6 is 8. So let's make it simple. 3 on one side, double that is 6. Double that is 8. 3, 6 opposite 8. The dog is opposite of the cat, right? But it's in the same house because 6 and 8 share the same area space. One area space between 6 and 8, they are sharing the 7th space between them. Four cats, 4 hexagons create 1 octagon. Can I have done this any other way? When this is created, see, I did it down here again. 1, 2, 3, 4. See the square, the cube that's in the center? This would be 24, right? 24. 6 of them, sorry, four of them, 6 sides is 24. Plus, if I had to count them inside a major cube of 6 sides, right? If I had to count them, and plus you can count the one area space for one meaning the dividing space amongst these shapes. So 24 plus the 1 extra space for the 25th hour. Also maybe possibly for rotation, but 1 is an expression of division. So now you have, if you had 6 sides by 24, you would have 144. So now what happens with this? When you come into life and you fulfill your heart, you squeeze these two together. I squeeze them together. Now these two are closer together. These two are further apart. Instead of having 8 sides, I now have 14 sides. 3, 4, 7, 11. 3, 4, 3, 10. 10, 11, 10, 11 all the way around. 3, 4, 3. 7 times 7 times 7. 343. 7 plus 7 plus 7, 21. 21 plus 343 equals to 364. 91 by 4, 364. 28 by 13, 364. 7 by 13 is 91. 4 suits in the deck of cards, 13 cards, 1 through 13. The 12th moon ends it. Everything ends the cycle on 12. Here is what happens. But when you end the cycle, in order to bring something into the world, it has to be on the starting of the incoming, so it jumps onto the new cycle. This is a half-life world, and you can't end in the middle. Like we didn't start on 1. We started in the middle of 1. So when you're looking at 1, 1 is actually halfway past. It's already past. You don't live on the pole. Here is the center pole. Here is what's around it, that surrounds it, that encompasses it. If we have the Earth 9, you'll see there will be 1 here. This is the 4 poles house of Mars. 1 here, here, and here. These are your tracks. Over here, here is the training or exchange station. You end up to be here, 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 and here. 22, 22, 22, 22, 88. 88 constellations. 88022, text me now. Trump's number. That's the setup of the Monopoly game. It's 13, the Monopoly game. 6, 1, 6. Or what we can do is 5, 3, 5. Just give me a second, I'm dry. What I like about Monopoly, it showed me that Waterworks Electric Company, in order to create the child through the breath, once the sperm meets the egg, the breath will finish off through the woman the assembly of the child. Through the breath you take, right? Tell me about air. Find somebody who can tell me exactly what's going on in the air, right? You can read the air. It's to be read. It's in your breath. If it wasn't, why would it be there? Why do we need to breathe? Why do humans need to breathe? Why isn't just drinking and eating good enough? Why do we need the breath? The 5 and 8 is like this. Since we have the 9 areas in the calculator, right? I'm not sure which one you want to go with, but I'm going to work right now with the boot, right? When you work with the boot, I'm going to hook up direct here. They're going to get this boot. You're going to get this boot. They're going to get 1, 2, and boot 3. And the boot 3 will boot up with 4. And I'm right. And then here, right? Don't forget, I can go the opposite way also to do this. This is only one formation. This will shift all the way around. The science, you have to show all the science. When you get a patent, they get to see the patent, what's in it, right? But you don't tell them everything else that didn't work. That's a secret. Everything that didn't work is still time put in. It's still marked down in the book. It's the magic of everything, of what nobody else knows, not what you've shared with everybody. If you had a secret to tell, you tell the end result. Hey, Kate, how you doing? Yeah, I don't even see you up here, Kate. I don't see anybody. I don't think anybody sees me either. Nobody sees me either. I'm going to give a little chime out. Okay. Okay. I need to go slow, especially when there's very few people here. I have a little bit more time if you want to ask me questions. It's just funny that, and I've said this before, and it's weird. It's just really, really, really weird. There's so many stations talking, bringing out the Bible, and they talk about this and they talk about that, but everybody's just reading. They're not doing the math. They're doing the words only. What about the math? What about balancing each letter? They balance some of the letters. There's people still out there. They're still calculating all the words. Everybody's trying to figure out when this Messiah is coming, right? Don't we want to figure out right now what the words mean? Does anybody want to know what the letter is? What the letters create? I know I do. I'm talking about it this way because I am, I know the recipe. I just know. I just know. So let's finish with this, right? Let's finish with this. Where is the calculator? I don't like the calculator. Let me show you the phone. Wow, I don't know why they're doing this to me. Hold on. Now that Americans are going to tell us what you really think of them. What does that mean? Let me think of them. Hold on a second. Wow, I'm just trying to look for something. No, you know what I'm going to bring up for a second because I forget what I was going to. Oh, yes, I remember now. Just want to show you this. This is really cool. Check this out. Donkey Kong, 411. Daisy, 4. Mario, 2. Luigi, 6. Yoshi, right? Yoshi. The letter Y is 7. The letter L is 3. The letter P is 7. The letter D is 4. The letter M is 4. The letter K is 2. 4, 2, 4, 4, 3, 7, 7. And then they used 4 and 8. Diddy Kong. So they used a lot of 4, 4, 3s inside of this. That was really weird. So yeah, I wanted to use this one. So in order to do this, in order to follow me, okay, I'm going to fill in the numbers. I'm going to fill in the numbers. Let me fill in the numbers. Is anybody from America, or are they closed for business? Okay, let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a lower boot, but the cube flips over on 3 sides. The cube flips over on 3 sides. Numbers flip over on 3 sides. Therefore, when it flips over, we're going to be connecting through 4, 5, and 6. So let's see how that connection works. First of all, A, B, C, D equals to 10. The opposite side of the board is 6, 7, 8, 9. The 2 wings have come together. Here it's the heart plugging up. Here it's the cube coming up. Different connections. So when you do this over here, right, according to the cube, just 1 second. I'm going to get with. I'm going to just go get a glass of water. There's something missing here. Everybody's okay? Everybody's okay? Okay, Kate. So if you're here, you're not here. I still have to pump it out. I have to get through this. I am what I feel is happening with me right now. When you hear me come on frustrated, I have to get a different mindset. You know that? I have to remember what I preach. I must live what I preach. This breath, no matter what I do, when I exhale from my mouth, and I exhale with the truth, with the belief from the calculation that I know and I trust myself, that I spit into the matrix, that I spit into Chat GPT, that right now TikTok is doing whatever they could to suppress what I have to say, whatever they could. And at the same time, they're not suppressing anything because the system listens to us all. Thank you very much for my security only purposes only. I want to thank the system. When they subdue something, okay, in a wrong manner inside the game, and don't forget this is my game, inside the game, they have to place this somewhere. So let's say they place it on a shelf. Let's call the shelf the moon, right? If they don't share what their knowledge that they gained, okay, they have to make an exchange for that. Maybe it costs a price. I don't know what it is. Maybe they have to wait till the end of the month, right? And then they can spit it all back, right? From the moons where they juggle the energies around, and the energy is the information. But when there's no more room, it floods over. There's only so many extra times and add-ons they can take. And it's already built into the breath, into the system, right? Into the house of the Lord that we live, that they only can keep. You know, when you charge your cell phone and charge your cell phone, if you overcharge it and you overcharge it and you overcharge it, or if you run out of terabytes, right? There's no more place. Well, that's what's happening right now on the moon. They've backed up so many things. They're so backed up in time. Okay, it's ready to, jump the switch. So now what you're going to see in the air is automatically the air, it's overflowing like in your bath. It's going to go backwards, and all these beautiful energies and all these little angels will begin to show the light, the orbs that are present right now. Before you start to see them, they are going to make you aware so that you justify it and don't take any recollection. When you justify and don't take any recollection of something, it gives the system that area space where they're not going to accumulate any negativity. You're going to be occupied with that, buying them time when you're occupied with something that's not a necessity. Right? But right now, it's too late. My speaking and all those telling the truth will keep throwing flowers into the air. When you share, when you share, when you share. I don't know how they balance off their whole system. Sometimes I don't have the right way of saying it. Hello from Sweden. Great. I'm happy that you wrote to me. That's great. When people get involved, right? When you say something to me, even if you say the word Sweden, your name, it's going to resonate whether it's part of the den, whether I think of Snowden, whether I think I've been snowed in, whatever that element might be for me to pick up, it's going to awaken something and bring back a thought. So you become the deliverance. Just a few words. I'm just going to put up my heat. I'm a little chilly. The mailman, right? When the mailman and the postage. So when you have the mailman, you have to pay a fee. So now you have the female. The female becomes the stamp. The stamp and the envelope. So is the female part of the envelope or the stamp? What goes in the envelope? So there's certain things like that I try to understand and analyze it. And then when I analyze it, I'll think of the envelope. I'll think of whatever you call it to put inside. I'll write down the word stamp, and it's going to give me a roundabout by understanding the number, understanding how many letters in the word, knowing where these numbers have come out before, knowing the combinations of in stamp. It begins with 39. 39 is going to tell me right in the center, right on the cross. It stands for the word first. First has told me that when you're in first place, you're gold. Gold tells me that you're in between what is silver and bronze. They see what they say, silver and bronze. Gold, silver, and bronze, meaning the DNA, the silver and the bronze is connected together. Then there is runner-up. They're all three connected together, the second, the third, and the fourth place. They live in between the gold, right? The first and the fifth, AE, into the two worlds, AE. There's three plateaus. The E world is the electronic world, it's in the water. When you connect those two hearts together, like I showed you 2 minutes ago, that's in the water. That's the pull that's all around the earth. That's what's grabbing you into your Taurus and holding you down. So I'm going to show you the rest of this. We're going to take a 2-minute break over here. If you're still here, you have any questions, they're making it really hard on me to keep up with people. I mean, to keep up a lot of people. Like what I mentioned is I look at all the games. If you have a game, soccer or hockey or football or baseball, if you have a deck of cards, a set of dice, the alphabet, shapes, the ruler, the names of all the zodiac signs, they have a rotation. What can happen with 12? What can happen with all the numbers? How you divide them up and understand them amongst each other. Yes, it is. It's a lot. It's a lot of info. It's a lot of info. That 5115 is Mars. What it is the birth within the sun. Your 9 is your face. It's your birth face, right? Your face comes out first, right? It's your birth face is 9. Your birth is 12. This cube, when it spins, it always spins on a 9 face. But when it spins 12, 12, 12. When it spins 12, 12, 12, it spins 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. 12 spins around 9. Another row of 12 spins around 9. Another row of 12 spins around 9. 36 inches. And we have our 36 inches. We have a yard. Just give me a minute. We're going to take just 2 minutes off over here. I don't know why it's so cold tonight. Well, minus 30 outside apparently, right? So just give me a minute. Wow. For the last 2 hours, the door has been open. Wow. I can't believe it. Just give me a minute. We're going to take a minute break here. Mm. How is everybody? On the way home from Kentucky to Ohio. Okay. One new message. What is that? Whoa, boy. Okay. I missed all these messages. What numbers would you like to speak about? Did you know that there's still other things I started with today that I wanted to finish, but that's okay because one-on-one's good. And if anybody else wants to ask me something, hi, Kate, I see you're there. I'm just having trouble to place maybe I could do this. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to try this. Wow, this is amazing. Whoa, hold on a second. 1 second, 1 second. I'm just trying to set my camera up here. Yeah, so just a lot of stuff. Since January 1st, I mean, It's just been overloading. It's just been overloading. Oh yeah, everybody, individual attention. Individual attention. There's hardly anybody here. No one's participating. If you're participating and I'm here and I see you, I'm giving you attention. We live in a world that is, it's amazing. It's absolutely perfect. If you're talking about Urantia, if you're talking about utopia, we're here. We're here. I have to pick up that cube. I'm not sure where I put the cube now, right? But the cube is 3,000 years old. This is 3,000 years old. I have put forth from a cube 3,000 years old. I have placed every zodiac, well, I haven't done the constellations, but I count to you the zodiac signs within the cube. Although there's always sometimes I'm missing. I have to balance certain of my thoughts with reason. When we're in the house, although we're 9, we're moving. You're not in the winter when you're in the summer. You're not in the fall when you're in the summer, right? You're always only in one season at a time. So look at the zodiac signs that way. 4 times 3 equals to 12. 1 goes between 2. When you go to the next element, you are the reflection of the first 3. 1 goes between 2, okay, equaling to 3. The boot, okay, this is your 10. Your 1 and 9, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 2 and 8, they're all 10s. That's the most you can get in being equal and fair to the entire cube. You can get 9 and 8, 17. These are just 2 numbers. 2 numbers out of the total here is 45. Take away 17 from 45 equals to 28, the 28-day cycle of the moon, because we play at the 7th gate. 1 through 7 equals to 28. The total is 45. So in the lower shoe, you'll connect 3 and 4. Although 4 is on the other side, because in a cube you only have 3 sides and 3 sides. 3 is a dead end, and 1 and 2 go into 3. It's a dead end. It's all played out through here. The lower side here, when 1 goes, okay, the lower side, it's right here. 6 and 7 is 13. 3 and 4. Whoop, sorry, I'm not high enough. 3 and 4, there's only one difference. 6 and 7, there's only one difference. I don't care about the difference in numbers. I don't care that this 4 and this 7, right? 6 and 7, the 4 is like 6, the 3 is like 7. Once you pass through the 5 area, you automatically pick up one of the moons. When you have 3, the halfway place is 4. It's 3.5. And then it's 8. So here's how it goes. 3 connects to 4 like 6 connects to 7. Same house. Same house. 1 connects to 6 like 9 connects to 4. This went into the center house. This went into the center house. This went into the center house. Although this is 13 and this is 6, 1 plus 5 is 6, 4 plus 5 is 9. They're the same equation inside of it. Now, the 2 and the 8, they jump into the river. Right over here, into the river. Both the 2 jumps into 5 and the 8 jumps into 5. They're both 3 away from 5, 33. They jump into the river, they ignite the moon. The 28-day cycle of the moon in 33, joining the sun. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 equals to 6 and 9. The 9 birth into the 6 light. The 1 connection. When you have this, the day of rest, you have this, that your 9 birth, right? Remember the 1 and 4, Mercury, right, goes inside. Mercury enters into Mars, splitting it apart, giving life to the 3 cubed. When you split, imagine you take a a 2 cubed. You have 8. And you put 1 cube in the center. How many cubes will fit in the center of 8?
Eight.
18. 18. 18. 18. I'm going to look to see if I can show it to you.
Okay.
This is Rubik's Cube. In order to complete the cube with the 8, you have the 8 that go in the corners. And then inside here, and here, these are all the centers. All the centers only have two colors that you can see. So when you go around this way, you go around the cube this way once, around the cube this way twice, around the cube this way 3 times, hexagon style, represents the cat. It's all connected to a center. So you have 18 surrounding 1, 18 and 1, apparently 19 by 19. Not only is it on the other side of the barrier, the equator, right? 18 is the middle line, and then the 19th is on the other side. I'm assuming that it's 18 and 18 meeting at the fine line of 19. Is that what it would be? You would meet at 18.5. Would that be the fine line? But if you went 19, instead of joining at the equator, 19 okay, 19, if you're doing it this way, let's do it this way. 19 would bring you here. I don't use the same calculations as they exactly showed us with our geometric tools. They were guidelines for me. I don't care if the plateau of 18 is this way. My expression is to show it this way. 18 is half of 36. So I'm going to go to the equator, okay? And I'm going to go, here's 18, right? Here's 19 on this side. So if I go 19 up and 19 here, I will meet on each side. I'll create the S letter of joining at the equator. Now, if I do that, I would have to realign the alphabet where A is no longer 1, but A is now 6. And Z is 31, leaving N in the position of 19. N will be ruling. N is going to be a representation of the ring on the pole, okay, the ring on the pole in rotation of the moon. Why? Because the N is the 14th letter. 2 of them, right? And the angle of the N is not like the angle of the M. It's like the 45 disc record and the 33. So the angle is not the same. So you can go N can be made N and M. You can create 2 N's to 1 M. Unless it's telling me to squeeze it in sideways. Yes, you can see Smithers. Anybody know Smithers from The Simpsons? Or Smith? Or how about the Mitt, right? How about the Mitt of the fallen angels? How about the Permit, the Ermit, the Kermit? How about the Kermit of time? How about the Emit of time? M and E in time is 5 and 13. 3, 1, 5 together tells you about the split sun, about the matter and energy. The IT, okay, is that energy passing through the sun. The T letter, the I letter splits everything. You become the I birth. The T letter is the 10 star that you pass. The 10 star that you pass is a crossover connecting star. I don't know why the camera's a little off right now. 7 and 3, 9 and 1, 7 and 8 and 2, 7 and 3, 9 and 1, 4 and 6. That's your 10 star. Your 9 birth, okay, is going to see the 911 is this. 963,741. That's your 911. Your 1 times 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 4, 12. 1 and 2, 3. 3 times 7, 21. 2 and 1, 3. Right? 1 and 2 is 3. 4 and 5 is 9. 7, 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Well, how about this? 1 and 8 is 9. 2 and 7 is 9. 4 and 5 is 9. This angle will bring you 9 on this side. 2 and 9, 11. 3 and 8, 11. 5 and 6, 11. This area here splits your 9, 11. This is your heavens. Now your north and your south. When you do this, right, this is you and this is you asleep. Actually, let me look at it this way. When these are ignited, you're asleep. When these are ignited with this one, you're asleep. When these three are ignited, you're awake. Your hips are turned to the side of the moons of Mars. But when you're asleep, your soul and your head spirit are within the moons of Mars. When you split the ace, one goes down here, one goes down here. You live at the steeple in between the two. When you lie down out of the lunar moon, out of the sun. The sun still is inside of you. You're still breathing the air, the fire that you breathen out, your reader. The building of anything and the making of anything inside the human has to do with the breath, even the child. Even the child. It is all by the breath. Your heart, your organs, everything works by the breath. It is the woman who creates the child within her through the breath. So I'm going to just stop and go ahead. No, Maria, I want to do your, whatever it is. I don't want to I just wanted to show you what I can do. I'm only putting this up. I want to hear you. Please go ahead. Write it or say it. It's all good. And don't worry. Don't worry if you don't say it properly. We'll figure it out. We're two human beings. We know how to, if you're going to explain something, if you can do it or you can show me a picture, that's fine. It's, that's what it is. I started here 20 years ago. I didn't know nothing. I wasn't even looking for anything. I didn't go to it. Well, I searched it out, but at the end, it came to me, right? I wanted to know what the connection was on this planet. I wanted to know how we had a RIPA, rest in peace address, right? You rest in peace IPA address. Your R, the rest, okay, is us coming to one. Let me see. We come into the R, right? That's our birth. Our R is our birth between the heavens. The R is the 18th letter because it brings life. See this side and this side, R is supposed to be 18 residing for R, which is life. It's A-R. The 18th letter represents the sun. The sun is represented by 5 and 4. The male part is represented by 6 and 3. 5, 4, 6, 3. 4, 5 lives inside a 6, 3. 4, 5 lives inside a 6, 3. 4 and 5 and 4 and 1. Right, sorry, let me just show you this on the dice. It's a little complicated sometimes. Sometimes I don't know if I should get into certain subjects, or not. Now I don't know where any of my dice cubes are. They're all gone. They were here and they're gone. Yes, like I was saying, I don't even know where my so you see the 6 and 3 are on this side. This 4 and 5 comes to live in underneath the 9 birth, right? The creation of the 9 birth living here. Your 6 protons, neutrons, and electrons in the pen, the pig pen, through the communication of the cat. The reason why they choppied the nosies off on everything is because that is the frequency that runs through us. What's happening right now here and our, this thing that beats, right? I seen that in 1984. I worked on a pig farm, right? So I'm just mentioning that, right? I'm not going to tell you what to look up, and I don't know where my cameras is running really, really weird. I'm really running weird on, right? Wow, I don't know why, right? I don't know why I'm looking so dark. I'm looking very, very dark, but that's okay. So yeah, so this is how it hooks up. Let me show you. So the lower house will hook up in this fashion. Whoop, will hook up in this fashion here. 3 to 4, 1 to 6, 2 to 5. And then the upper house, the upper deck, wow, I'm like, where is my color pencil? Where is my color pencil, eh? I got a lot of writing. I started out in order, and no excuses. No excuses after 20 years what I did to myself. Frustrate myself over and over again. Gaining the patience. I have to do this. I must learn to have patience because it's going to get even weirder, I'm telling you. I know. It's been weird already for 20 years. Weird already. I'm not an artist. I connected the dots and dashes. That's all I did. So now, you connect this. This is the way your upper and lower house connect. What is 7, 7, 7 is 13, 13, 13. What is 21 on one side is 39 on the other. 39 outs in the 7th inning stretch. 39 for Angels. So now what we can do is this 1 stretches into the 9 for 10. This 3 stretch it into the 7 for 10. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to try and do this really, really light.